So this is away from the wildflower meadows of Homer. We have come across to the Maidbrook pools this morning. And the reason we have come is because of the banks of reeds that they have here. Now I know there has been a little bit of debate about the reeds, whether they should be reduced in any way, shape or form, not just across this pool, but across both of them. But the reason I'm here today is because these reeds are a stronghold for reed bunting and reed warbler, which is what we can just hear in the background now. So away from the reed butts of the Maidbrook, and it's now in the mists of summer, a time for our insects, and this great knapweed is certainly doing a fantastic job for our pollinators. But insects come in all shapes and sizes, so join me as I focus on some of the more unusual that you might not spot immediately. This is over by Maidbrook pools.
Dad,
And currently at this time of year,
I see a ladybug.
which is fascinating my 5-year-old, we have these bright yellow flowers called ragwort. If we look closer on the flower, you'll see these very distinctive caterpillars here, yellow and black, and they get bolder the more of this plant that they eat. This is their favourite flower. This is the caterpillar of the cinnabar moth, which when it hatches out to an adult is equally as beautiful, if not more so. And like I say, if you see quite a lot of these yellow flowers dotted around, you don't have to go far to see the ones over here.
Dad.
Look at this. This is one that's more established, and you can see there's more caterpillars on here. In fact, this one is getting absolutely ravished, as it were. And here we can see the adult cinnabar moth showing off its bright colours. The caterpillars will go into their pupae stages in the autumn and will overwinter in the soil before hatching out as these. So this here is a fantastic example of one of nature's mutualistic relationships. You can see here, and apologies, this is just on a camera phone, but this is all I've got to hand. You can see black fly, aphids, if you will, little parasites, and they are sucking the sap out of this plant here. Now you can see, if you are very eagle-eyed and the focus does its work for me, there are not the only things that are on this plant. You'll see ants walking up and down as well. And you might be wondering what the ants are doing. Now the ants are herding these. They have a special bond, the black fly and the ants. The ants will protect the black fly from bigger predators by swarming anything that tries to eat them. And in return, the black fly will act as their cows. They will give them a sweet sap which they produce to reward the ants for looking after them. And they are literally keeping a herd the same way that a farmer would keep their crop of dairy cows. That's exactly what the ants are doing as well. And it works for everyone. This is a horse chestnut tree. And these little scars appear on the leaves of these pretty much nationwide around about this time of year. Now these marks will continue to spread over this leaf, and it's often confused with a disease, but it's not actually a disease. These are the marks of a parasite, the leaf miner moth. So the moth, the adult moth, will come early spring and it will lay an egg inside the leaf of this tree here, and what happens then, it hatches out, and the grub, which I will get a photograph shortly of, hatches out, and it basically eats the leaf from the inside out. So you can see this one which I've peeled back, the little grub there of the leaf miner moth, and that is living inside this leaf. In fact, everywhere you see one of these dots, there's another one of these. So this is a teasel. It's just coming into flower. Now I planted this because it's absolutely fantastic for bees, and it really is. I mean, look at that. There's bees on it at any given time, and hoverflies. All the pollinating insects absolutely adore this. Look at the size of it though. I mean, I'm 6'1". Look at that. Did not realise how big it was going to get. Unfortunately, it's a biannual, so after its second season, that's it. It will go down. It will go to seed, and I will use those seeds to plant off another area of the garden, which is less imposed by its sheer volume. monstrous. Brilliant. Absolutely love it. I'm at an area here close to the Maidbrook, just by the road, and I've just come just to have a look at the... I don't know if you can make that out on film. Now this has been taken off the mow schedule. It's on a meadow cut, so it gets cut once a year. Look how many marsh orchids are here. Absolutely everywhere. And that is pretty consistent throughout most of the field boundary. It's not the only species here by any stretch of the imagination. We've got buttercup, we've got vetch, we've got birdfoot trefoil, even clover flower, which is absolutely fantastic for the bees here. And I can see even on a wet day, which is when a lot of insects won't be out, there are quite a few in this area. And that is no surprise, given the amount of flowers and species that are here.